What's up, everyone? Welcome to Heroes Avenue. My name is Darren, and today we are talking about the first 3 episodes of Peacemaker on HBO Max because they just released this week. And I'm just going to give you a brief review of what I thought about the show and the first 3 episodes and recommend if you should watch it or not. The premise of the story is that Peacemaker gets recruited to join Mission Butterfly from Argus, the team behind Task Force X in the Suicide Squad movie. And because he still has the bomb in his neck, he is forced to join. The Argus team has Leota Adebayo, who is the newbie, Clemson Mern, who is the captain of the team, Emilia Harcourt, who plays the seasoned veteran and who is also a badass of the team, and John Economist, who is the techie guy, and of course Peacemaker. And with this group, obviously the Argus team is going to babysit and give little to no information to Peacemaker about what the mission is and what Mission Butterfly entails. You get to know more and more about what the mission is and what Butterfly means by each episode. And by the 3rd episode, you get a good idea what, quote unquote, the Butterfly is. First episode, I should say, starts literally off from the last scene of Suicide Squad, from when we saw Peacemaker in the hospital. So if you guys didn't know, Peacemaker is a continuation of the Suicide Squad, but is just focusing on Peacemaker's journey at this point after the movie. And it literally leaves off of, from last time we saw him in the hospital from being shot by Bloodsport, and then we see him go from there. And right off the bat, I mean, the first couple scenes in this show was hilarious. Right when he gets off of his hospital bed and he's kind of thinking about leaving, he has this back and forth conversation with the janitor outside of his room, and it's in the trailer, and that trailer kind of gives you a preview of how the conversation is gonna be like, and man, that conversation is hilarious. The comedy in this show, for me at least, lands very well. There's a lot of dry humor, there's a lot of awkwardness, and a lot of silly scenes in here that really work for me. One of the funniest characters I think is Vigilante. A complete 180 from the CW Arrow version. That version of Vigilante was serious, a cold killer. This one is a cold killer too, but he's also very funny. And a lot of people were online were like, oh yeah, this is a Deadpool ripoff because I don't know, because he wears a full costume that covers his head and he's funny. Spider-Man's funny too, right? Maybe because he also kills, but he's a completely different character from Deadpool. There's no, other than the costume and him being funny and that he kills, there's no other similarities to the character. Like, this character is like a kid, basically. I mean, you could kind of say the same thing for Deadpool, but there are some maturity with Deadpool, and you could tell Deadpool's like in his like maybe late 30s, early 40s, but this Vigilante, this guy's in his 20s, maybe early 20s, and he's supposedly like Peacemaker's like BFF, but Peacemaker doesn't really know that, or I don't know if he agrees with that, but Vigilante, he thinks they're BFFs, and it's hella funny. James Gunn's comedy really works for me, and I feel like he does super well with that, and I think that's why he's so successful with Guardians of the Galaxy, because there's a lot of that's basically a whole comedy movie, and the fact that he's able to like really mix comedy with some darkness as well, with the Suicide Squad and now with Peacemaker, he's really successful. John Cena, again, this guy is really good as Peacemaker. I did not, when John Cena was cast in the Suicide Squad as Peacemaker, 1, I didn't really know who Peacemaker was, and 2, I wasn't really confident with John Cena's acting. But I think he nails his character. I'm starting to like him more and more. And I think there's that one movie, Cock Blockers. I think it's Cock Blockers, where he plays like a parent and he's trying to stop his kid from having sex. He plays a really great. That was like the first movie. I'm like, okay, this guy can really act and he's really funny. And he takes it to the next level with Peacemaker. And in this iteration of Peacemaker, he's just as funny, but he's not as evil. Maybe because he's the main character in this show, and they want you to really empathize and care for the main character, and that's why they tone down his like evilness. And like there's this one scene in the last episode or in episode 3 where he's kind of hesitant to kill someone. And that kind of shows you that he does have heart. He has a heart, and he is a person, a human being. And so there are things that he won't. There's lines that he won't cross, and I think that it's good that they showed us that. But also, it's like, okay, this guy's supposed to be a villain, right? Like he can't be hesitant like that. He has to actually like push forward. And so it is a fine line that Peacemaker is walking on, and I think the show does really well in like I said. It gets you to care for the character, the main character, but also reminds you that he at the end of the day, he's still a villain. The supporting cast is so. I'm not totally in love with the whole cast yet. I do like the girl from Orange and the New Black, Danielle Brooks. I think she does, she plays the comedy very well. She plays a very awkward person in the show. She plays like the newbie role. Yeah, that's why she's so awkward. And I think she does very well. But there are other characters like Steve Agee, John Economist. I thought I would like his character because usually when I see him in movies or TV shows, I think he does very well as playing like the nerd of the group. I'm not totally buying his character. I don't know about this. I don't know about this role. It's not totally landing for me for some reason. He just sounds like he's just whining all the time because Peacemaker keeps picking on him, and he's always like, my like his nickname in the show is Dyebeard because Peacemaker's he keeps picking on him because he thinks that he dyes his beard, and he's like, I'm not Dyebeard. I don't dye my beard, and it happens often in every episode, and it gets kind of annoying. And maybe that's why I don't like him as much. But other character that I do like is Peacemaker's dad, T-1000. His name is Augie Smith. He does a great job as always playing a villain. He never misses a beat. In this show, he plays like Peacemaker's dad, who's a racist redneck. And I mean, he does. Just look at him. He plays it very well, and he's great at playing the villain, the bad guy. And you could see why, like I said, Peacemaker is kind of twisted in the way he thinks, and it's most likely because he has daddy issues. Because his dad is a complete asshole, racist, bigot, everything. And so yeah, I think at the end of it all, I think the show is, it has good things to it, and I think it's a solid show. It's a good HBO Max show. It's just that I don't know if anyone's gonna really watch it because of what's happening with the DCU and with the DC fans. So if you guys are on the fence, and if you guys are one of the DC fans that are against the new shows because it's not tied to the Snyderverse, I would just give it a shot. Give the first episode a shot. I always say watch the first episode, watch the pilot. And if that doesn't draw your attention, then don't watch the rest. But at least give the first episode a shot, because I feel like the first episode is a good example of what the other episodes are going to be like, and probably the rest of the season. So those are my thoughts for the first 3 episodes of Peacemaker and what I thought about it. Let me know in the comments below. Are you guys going to check out the show now that you've seen my review? Have you guys already watched it? What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to our channel. I'll see you guys.